Very good evening. I welcome you all for this webinar of tech powering fresh fruits and vegetable business through a single digital platform. If you can hear me, please raise your hand. So I would understand that yes, you can hear. Very good, fine. I think many of you can hear. I must again welcome. I welcome all of you from various part of the globe, whoever is attending this webinar. It's my pleasure to discuss on this topic of tech powering fresh fruits and vegetable business today through a digital platform. I hope all of you are fit and fine, staying home and staying safe. In this current times of COVID, it's very important to take care of the health. That is most important as a priority as such. Now, as you know, everyone of us is quite aware that COVID pandemic has hit very badly uh, across the sectors in the world. I think agriculture is not left aside. We could see there's a lot of losses in agriculture sector because of COVID-19. So if you could see, these are some of the numbers which are there on the screen. Uh, I cannot say that all these numbers are the accurate numbers, but you can see the gravity and the depth at which the losses has happened across the world. In India, we could see around $1 billion of losses for just fruit farmers, which was discussed last month. This month, it's going to increase. The fruits and vegetable exports movement across the globe has also impacted a lot, and the agricultural commodities prices have gone down. I think with this, there are multiple reasons why this has happened and how and what are the factors of this disruption in the fresh fruits and vegetable supply chain that we will see now. As I said, the major reason for the losses in agriculture is disruption in the supply chain. You could see the grower members, like the farmers, cannot harvest their produce. The produce was ready, but they could not harvest it. And some of them who could harvest, they could not take it to the markets, and they could not sell it. The processors were struggling to get the right raw material, and there were a lot of logistical challenges for them. The contract farming companies further were struggling to get the quality produce, as well as the wastage at the farm level has gone up because they could not just transport it. The aggregators again were not able to get the safe food or quality food or fresh produce, typically as per the requirement by the uh, uh, consumers. And the retailers, as because of the lockdown, they were partially shut down, or in some geographies there was complete shutdown. So there was a lot of challenges in receiving this. Now, with this losses in this industry, because that is the current situation. But if you talk about fresh fruits and vegetable as an industry, then there are some stepping stones and roadblocks. So if you have a look at those roadblocks and stepping stones, let's understand what is behind it. If you see the drivers in this industry, we could see that there's a growing demand of fresh produce across the globe as the population is increasing. There's a growing demand. Secondly, there is a growing awareness of safe food globally, taking into consideration the current situation wherein people are really worried about what I am eating and from where it is coming from. This awareness has increased multifold. So along with this, there are multiple opportunities which are coming. But typically, if you see the opportunity, there's an increasing market opportunity across the globe. And second most important thing is there's a convergence of different technologies with the farming practices. So when I say convergence, it is starting from the precision farming, the farm mechanization tools, digital technologies, and the agricultural technologies. So everyone all these things are converging, and that is creating a lot of opportunities. If you see the restraint from the fresh fruits and vegetable businesses, what they are facing, the major problem is about the data capture and the analysis based on that data and the decision making which supports to improve the profitability for their businesses. Now, there is an unavailability of a single digital platform as such on which they could run their business. So I could see we have worked with many agri business companies, and we have seen that they are using multiple different softwares, like for nutrition management, for water management, for sensors, for inventory, for accounts. They use multiple different softwares. But that's the biggest problem, because then they need to get the data in place from various different sources and then analyze it. So that itself is a big challenge. And that I could see one of the restraint. Then the resource optimization, so that based on the data which is available, optimizing the resources, and based on that resource optimization, applying that in the field and getting the benefit from it. So that is also something which is missing, because you have to juggle around a lot with the data. Last important thing which I would say is climate change. As every one of us know that this untimely rains, hailstorms, tornadoes, and everything has actually created a lot of losses across the globe. And there's a fear among the agriculture community that as it is increasing, how we are going to cope up with it. So that is also a factor which is we try to cover. I'm going to talk about that as well in this webinar. If we talk about the trends, you see there's a growing demand and adoption of digital platforms in artificial intelligence, machine learning based farm management, and sustainable farming tools, then the advisory. So everything is increasing day by day. I mean, the companies are using it aggressively, and there are many companies, startups who are coming, who are working around in this. Then digitalization of supply chain, that is also an important factor on which many of the companies are working. One more important trend is ensuring the end-to-end traceability with a growing demand from the consumers. So technology can be very aggressively used for FFB, fresh fruits and vegetable businesses, and in the entire supply chain. I would say these are different components in which the technology can be used to strengthen the supply chain, or in the current situation, you can say revitalize the supply chain. So starting with production, if you take into consideration production meaning growing, and when I say growing, it is growing as per the requirement from the consumer or the customer who is buying the produce. So using climate smart advisory, climate smart technology, optimizing the resources like inputs like man, machine, material, helping to grow sustainably. So that is also one important thing. And farm management systems are aggressively being used for maintaining all the records and analyzing that data and taking some decisions based out of it. So the production component or the growing component is being handled, and you can say a farm management system is helping that handle. The next component is procurement. So typically for the companies who are into outgrowing, contract farming, retailers, aggregators, so they directly buy it from the growers, and the procurement side of it also plays a very important factor, because at what time to procure, from where to procure, when is the harvesting dates falling, and to supply to the consumers. So for that, finding out from where should I procure, we can use satellite imagery, and with this analysis of satellite imagery, we can find out and uh, uh, fill this demand and supply gap. So procurement is one important function which is covered. Then third comes quality. So in quality, we say that if we are having a certification, food safety certification like Global Gap, then what all different quality standards are required to be maintained. And to monitor these, you need technology tools to monitor the parameters to grow the quality for fresh produce. So there, technology can be used. Next comes packaging. So typically in the form of like cleaning, grading, and packing, if you say. So how my produce is being handled and how it is packed, whether it is being packed in a sustainable way and whether it is reaching to the consumer in that way. So their technology can be used. How and how labels can be created, how those can be printed, put on the boxes, cartons. So their technology can be used. Next comes shipping. So taking the fresh produce from the farm gate to the consumer level. So there's a track and trace mechanism which is required, and with minimum amount of time, this fresh fruits and vegetable should reach to the consumer. So there we can use technology for optimizing the routes and tracing the produce. And finally, talking about the traceability, which I think is a growing trend, wherein the urban population is really knowing what traceability is, and they want to know from where my food is coming, from which farm it has come, how much amount of chemicals have been sprayed on it, how it has grown by the farmer, and I should be able to track it back or trace it back to that farm level. So that is something which is growing, and to monitor this entire farm to fork traceability, technology can be used. So these are some important components which typically can be used. Now I will come to a point that why I am discussing this and who are we to discuss this. So I would say about Farm ERP, I'll just brief you what we have been doing. It's a most trusted ERP platform globally for fresh fruits and vegetable business. We have been deployed our solution in 25 different countries, and it is being used on around 500,000 acres of farmland, catering to various different sub-verticals and different fruit and vegetable crops. Our focus is mainly onto four pillars, starting from sustainability. So through our platform, we help the users to practice sustainable agriculture. We help them grow sustainable food. We have helped many companies to create a kind of a sustainability score using Farm ERP. Typically in rice we have done it, and we are applying that to fresh fruits and vegetables now. Like in grapes also we have worked on sustainability, or sustainably grown grapes. Second is food safety. So Farm ERP is by default, it comes with residue-free framework. So how much chemicals and to be sprayed onto that, what maximum residue limit has to be kept on that particular fresh produce, and whether this produce which has come out from my farm is safe for consume or not. So we have a residue-free framework inbuilt design for Farm ERP. Third focus area is traceability. So as I told you, from farm to plate, traceability can be achieved. So we have both kinds of traceability. Traceability as the consumer side, and on the other side, traceability internally. So whether you can recall your produce from the markets. if there are any problems. And lastly, climate resilience. So we are prominently working on climate resilience because that is a biggest problem these days, and we are building a lot of intelligence around it. We are trying to make fresh fruits and vegetable business more predictable with some climate smart advisory. Now, these are some of the verticals we serve, starting from farms and plantation. So we have served farms right from 25 acres to around 50,000 acres, and it covers all different kinds of crops. Majority of them are into fresh fruits, vegetables. We also serve pack houses and exporters. We serve outgrower companies or contract farming companies who in turn work with farmers and procure their produce at frequent predefined intervals of with a specific specifications given by the consumers. We work with government institutions on various digitalization of agriculture projects. We work with agriculture input companies for increasing their reach to the farmers. We work with farmer producer organizations, farmer producer companies, and cooperatives. We also work with retailers and aggregators. Now, when I say we work with them, our platform is a technology platform, and we are building various different features and functionalities using cutting edge new technologies. So some of the technologies I have listed, you could see on the screen, like machine learning, artificial intelligence, computer vision, blockchain, IoT devices. So with machine learning and artificial intelligence and computer vision, we are coming up with pest and disease detection models, which are helping our customers to detect the pest and disease in the farm. With blockchain, we are helping our consumers to achieve traceability. Through IoT, that is Internet of Agricultural Things, we are putting in sensors uh, through our partners, as well as we are helping integrating automated irrigation system, automated weather station to Farm ERP. So we are not into giving hardware on our own, but we have partners through uh, uh, for partners whose products we actually give along with our platform. Those are already integrated with it. We have a web platform as well as we have a mobility platform. So we have a native application of Farm ERP which runs on the Android device, and you could use it without internet connectivity in the field seamlessly. Then we also work on statistical models. So we have worked on some crop simulation models, which helps in giving the advisory to our consumers, to our clients. Farm ERP is actually having multilingual interface as well. So it is available in Spanish, it is available in Russian, it is available obviously in English, Arabic, Thai, and Turkish language. We are also translating it into various different languages. It is also available in Vietnamese at this point of time. It is a modular platform, and it has multiple different modules, and they cover different functionalities of various business verticals. So I could just explain some of these modules to give you an idea what all functionalities are covered in this. So farm profile basically helps you in managing the land and crop infrastructure of your business into the ERP platform. So here we also have your infrastructure like pack house and your third party vendors like the laboratories as well as the CHA, that is container clearing and handling agents. So they can also be given extra login in this. Then comes contract farming or outgrower operations. So typically in the business wherein you are working with multiple farmers, so you can register the farmers, you can register the plot of that particular farmer, you could get the date of sowing or transplanting, and you know the proposed date of harvesting, and then you can maintain the data of every farmer and every plot and its observation on the go. Then comes planning module, which typically helps you in planning your different operations, whether you are at the sales end, whether you are at the packing end, or whether you are at the growing end. So all different kinds of planning can be done using Farm ERP. Then there is a production module, which helps you in keeping track of the activities done on the farm. So you maintain your uh, man, machine, and material consumption versus the budgeted man, machine, and material figures. And you could get the budgeted versus actual figures for your analysis. Then comes post-production. So right from procurement to cleaning, grading, packing, and converting that into SKUs, stock keeping units, or finished goods. This process is also covered, and the wastage during this process can be very well maintained. There are various different activities in it. I will just discuss it in the next slide. Then comes quality control. So there are different kinds of quality control in the field. So that is a field quality QC, we call it field quality check. Then there is arrival quality check. Then there is a inline quality check. So on your conveyor belt, when you're actually packing the produce, so that quality can also be seen. And there is a finished good quality check. So that can also be, that information is also captured here. Then purchase, inventory, sales, accounts, these are very typical ERP modules. So I will not talk much about it. Traceability, as I told you, at the consumer end, you can actually have this traceability so that if a consumer can see a consumer can see a label on the punnet or a box in the supermarket, and if he scans through that, he would know that from which farm this produce has come from, when it was sown, when it was harvested, where it was packed, whether this farm has various organic or global gap or other food safety certifications ready with them. So this is captured in traceability. Then biotech module helps you in managing the operations for plant tissue culture. So plant tissue culture is micropropagations. Typically, these plants are multiplied in the laboratories and then taken to the nurseries for hardening, and then it goes to the farms for transplanting. Now, this entire process from a mother plant to micropropagation to hardening, nursery operations, and sales, it's covered in Farm ERP. Then point of sale module helps you in managing your retail stores. Farmer extension module helps you if you're working with farmer growers, then you can manage the data of the meets and training given to them. Export documentation module helps you in keeping track of all the global requirement for the export documentation for various fresh fruits and vegetables. Then there is reports, analytics, and maps module to give you a visibility on the maps. And of course, there's a HR module which keeps track of your HR activities of your employees. And there are various dashboards for your decision making. Now I will talk about some highlights. If you have your own farm, or if you have your own farm, you can come up with a plot QR code. Every plot get a QR code. Or if you're working with multiple growers, then every farmer will get a unique ID and a farmer card. Then for every farmer, if they have multiple contracts, you will also get a contract card from system. so that this becomes very easy while tracking the produce which is coming from them. If you are into horticulture, you have multiple trees and in your orchard, we work with apples and nectarines and olives. So all these trees, every tree can be numbered with a unique number, and a tree code can be generated from the system. And there is a label, which tree code, which can be actually fitted to the tree, and one can access that information using mobile application. The satellite imagery analysis helps you in knowing the crop growth and yield estimation. Then there is safe to harvest functionality, which is for the residue free produce. And it actually helps you uh, uh, in managing your residue, uh, in growing residue free produce. So the system gives you a lot of alerts. So one of them is safe to harvest. Then you could have multiple QR and barcode label printing of your own size, sticker size for various crops, and you can print those labels, and you can just paste those labels on the finished goods, which can be traced back. Then point of sale or any smart device integration, which we do with the system. Farm ERP has been integrated with SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics in past, and we integrate that with your legacy systems as well. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, I told you that uh, advisory based on all these technologies towards climate smart is what we are providing as of now. Now you could see the data over the maps as you're seeing in the screen as heat maps. There's a portal or a dashboard. So there's a web portal on which you can also maintain your information. And there's a mobile device, mobile application, which runs on Android device, wherein you can manage your information. We also give good agricultural practices based advisories, and a lot of alerts and notifications can be pushed through this platform for your field staff and the growers with whom you are working. Farm ERP has got integration capabilities with legacy software systems or with the hardware devices. So we have integrated this with sensors, with automated irrigation systems like Rainbird and Gen Irrigation, Netafim. We have integrated this with the farm machinery. So we have also installed some tracking devices on the machinery, and that can be integrated with Farm ERP to get the uh, visibility on the machinery movement on your farm. And also you can find out the efficiency of the machine using that tracking device. We have also integrated this with automated irrigation systems, weather feeds, and iris recognition systems. So there are various different smart devices which are integrated along with the legacy systems. Like there are many companies who are using SAP, Oracle, and their legacy financial systems, wherein they do not want to change, but they use our system at the agri level, and we integrate that seamlessly with their ERP or legacy financial systems. So basically, the platform covers entire supply chain. So as I told you, planning, growing and quality control, procurement and packing, and shipping and traceability. So this is an end-to-end platform along with the integration with whatever hardware devices and software systems you want. So this offers you a single sign-on experience. So you need not log into various different kinds of softwares and solutions and apps to get the data. So that is the differentiator. Now in planning, we start with customer master plan. Then based on that, we prepare different plans like packaging, then region-wise packaging, pack house-wise packaging plan. And based on that, the inventory forecasting can also be done. Other side, there's a SKU creation. So as and when you want, consumer wise SKUs can be created, and a bill of material is generated based on that. And the bill of material is updated as and when you want, and that is linked with a business partner master as well. So this is a planning form, typically a kind of pack house. But similarly, a planning for the growing is done, that if you want so much of produce to be grown from your farm, then you can apply the package of practices and schedule to every plot. And there's a standard package of practices which is applied, and that tells you that for 1 acre, how much amount of man, material, and machinery is required for that plot. So if you have, let's say, 50 acres or 100 acres of plot, this gets multiplied and you get a budget onto it. Now you see on the growing side, you could see farms and geotagging. So you can literally do a geotagging of the plot. You can also do a tree tagging, then production planning, as I told you, then record keeping. So whatever is being executed on the field, that is recorded over the mobile app by the field engineers without even having an internet availability on the farm. We also have a geo-fencing facility available, like it gives a pop-up in which typical plot, if you're entering into that plot, it gives a pop-up that you're entering into this plot. And typically for organic growing, you require these kind of pop-ups, because that is a basic requirement to take care that you are not carrying any chemical material in that. You can also keep observations, and the agronomist can give recommendation. These observations can be picked with photographs, and every photograph gets a geo coordinate, so you know that this photo is from that particular plot. Then for quality control, you can maintain a list of quality parameters. You can come up with quality, create your own quality templates, and at the field level, you can do quality check. You can also do sampling and residue testing. So soil, water, petiole analysis, and MRL testing. So samples can be sent to the lab. The laboratories can be given a separate login, and they can log in and fill in that data. So you can also involve laboratories in this. And of course, a harvesting plan can be created if you are having your own farm. In case you are procuring from the farmers, then you can create a procurement plan as well. Then comes procurement and packing. So once you procure and you do a arrival quality check at the weighing, you do before weighing, you do arrival quality check. If that sample is passed, then you do a weighing, and sometimes a price realization also happens at the time when the material is received at the pack house. Then the typical activities of cleaning, grading, packaging, palletization, pre-cooling, and cold storage is done. At every different interval, the wastage is calculated, and the inventory is maintained. And further to that, the shipping and export documentation can be maintained, like container loading and dispatch details, export documentation. Then the farmer or the grower payment is done. Then you can also give your customers a login so that they can track your containers, and from which farms the producers come, so they can track it. And ultimately traceability. So traceability can go up to a level of a consumer. So on that punnet, box, carton, if the consumer scans, he gets the grower details, plot details, pack houses, MRL compliance, and all these details. These are some of the cost analysis dashboards. So you could see labor, machinery, seed, seedling, and all different kinds of expenses done on that particular farm. So this is in case of you are working with multiple farmers. So all the key parameters can be monitored or a single dashboard here. This is your pack house process analytics, like harvesting and weighing and how much was rejection, how much boxes were packed, how many containers were loaded, what is the current inventory in the cold store, and all that can be managed here. Then the production analysis. So typically from if you're having your farm, then obviously how much sowing and planting is done, how much harvest is been, how much yield produce is harvested, then the water given, the fertilizer usage, chemical usage, all these key indicators are there on this analytics. This is machinery analysis. This tells you how many hours this machinery is used, which plot, which farm. You can actually get plot-wise P&L in this. This is how your plots are mapped onto the platform. You get a visibility on this. If you click on this plot, you get the details of the plot. This is like typically tagging every tree. So every tree can be tagged onto the platform if you want. Typically, this is used for research purpose, and every tree is given tree code also. This is a tree code. So this is aluminum tree code, which is weatherproof, which you can fit on your uh, uh, tree. And if you scan this, it will give you information about what kind of fertilizers have been given to this tree and some other details like practices done on that. This is our mobile application, which captures the data on the field. Then this is a safe to harvest screen. So safe to harvest, safe to spray. These are some of the features. Then comes traceability. So in traceability, as I told you, once you scan this, you see all this detail for the traceability. I will just in briefly tell you what is the value proposition if you use this ERP over a traditional means. So we have implemented this at more than 300 places, and with some 50 use cases, we have actually came to these figures, and we could say that the inventory cost could be reduced by around 15% if you use Farm ERP versus traditional means of Excel sheets or some other means. Then the labor costs could be reduced by around 10%. The water cost could be around by 5%. The productivity goes up by around 25%. In some cases, we have seen this grown to around 30% as well, because they're following the good agricultural practices. And the overall operational efficiency is actually improved by around 25%. So this is a value proposition typically for the users of Farm ERP. I will just quickly take you through some of the case studies with whom we have worked, and then I'm just open this for question and answers. So there is a company called Mahindra Agri Solutions. So they sell around, they actually export around 1,000 containers on a yearly basis. And there we have implemented Farm ERP from around 6 years, and they're using for their entire operations, right from farmer registration to the export documentation. So because we have worked with grapes and this is being exported in Europe, there are a lot of global gap, and all these things are the mandatory things are being managed uh, using this platform for the client. This agri-food company who has various different operations at various different countries. So we have worked them in India, in Ukraine, in Vietnam. So in India, we have worked for Babycon, and they're working with, I think, more than 25,000 farmers, and we have helped them establish their digital supply chain. Then we are also working for them in India for Apple. For I'm sorry, for this same company, we are basically given a sustainable rice platform based solution for them in Vietnam. Now, this is in Sri Lanka. We work with the Nilna mangoes, having some 60,000 trees of mango, and they use farm ERP from right from plantation till transplanting till exports. In Turkey, we have worked with Anadolu ETAP, which is a leading fruit manufacturers in Europe, with some 3.5 million trees they have. In United States, we have worked with Valendale Farms, having 4,000 acres of land with a lot of organic veggies they are growing, and they're mainly into pumpkins. Then in Oman, we have worked with Taus Agricultural Systems. They are also growing 52 different crops and having around 2,000 tons of produce. We have a client in Panama, and they are into fruits. They are mainly into banana and olives, and also melons, mangoes. This is one of our clients who is into hydroponics. They are based out of Iran, and their head office is in Austria. So they are using FarmERP for their hydroponics operations. So I think we have global presence. We have deployed FarmERP for more than 25 different countries. I hope this information has been useful to you. I'm almost I've been talking from last 45 minutes. I'll take a stop. Maybe I'll I'll just open a poll for you. If all of you please respond to this poll. I would be really thankful if you respond to this poll. And later on, then I will take on the questions from the attendees. I hope you could see the poll on your screen. So please respond to the poll. Okay, thank you very much for the response. I'm just ending this poll. Now, please, I would expect if you have any queries, it's open, and you can let me know if you have a question about this presentation. So I think there's a question from one panelist, and it says, how effective is this for using in my own farm, my company farm of around 6,000 acres? I would say this is the single digital platform which you can use for your large, mid, and even small size farms, wherein you could run your entire agribusiness onto this, and you could definitely see all your functions right from, let's say, sowing, plantation, then fertilizer application, preventive sprays, then managing your entire inventory, managing your resources like contractors, your service contracts, your items. So this entire information can be managed, and you could take analyze this, and there's a lot of decision making ability which this particular platform covers. I think this will definitely help, and I'll definitely get back to you. Okay, I think there's no question as such. Any more question? No, there's no question. So I hope, okay, there's a question says, I do not see a footprint in UK. Do you see any development happening there? Yeah, definitely, Kevin. We are actually in talks with a couple of companies. Typically, they are into fresh fruits and vegetable distribution in that region, and they have contracts with farmers in Africa. So we have actually gone ahead in discussions with them, and we are very much open in doing business in that region. Just I think because of COVID, there's a little lag, but otherwise we represented ourselves in recent Fruit Logistica in Berlin in Feb, and we got very good response there. And I'm open to do business and discuss that there. So there's a question from Harsha. Have you implemented this ERP in India for any packhouse operations? If so, we would like to see Farm ERP, how it suits us. Yeah, definitely. We have actually implemented it for many pack houses in India. And if you could share your contact details, our team could help you, and they can also demonstrate, and they could help you go to the client site and show you how it works. Thank you, Harsha. So Harsha says, what is your email address? Harsha, you can send it on info@farmerp.com. Then there's a question from Ankita saying, I would like to know how climate resilience works through this platform. Basically, climate resilience helps in giving you advice related to water management, like how much water you need for your crop, how much water you want to give on that specific day for that particular crop based on the crop growth stage and the weather parameters on that in that region. Secondly, how much amount of fertigation do I do at that time? And lastly, how much amount of like whether my crop is going to face a pest and disease attack in coming few days based on the weather. So those kind of alerts also we give, and that is something which is based on climate smart advisory which we have built. Then Mark asks, do you have operations in Kenya, and do have any farms currently with the platform here? Yes, we have few clients in Kenya. We also have a partner in Kenya, and I can share some of them with you if you want those details. Is there any more question anyone having? Okay, I think we are at the end of the session. So let me thank all of you again, and thank you very much. It was pleasure talking with all of you. And if you need some more information, please contact us on info@farmerp.com. Our representative will get back to you for that. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.